Can you fix cars?
Yeah. I used to work in a dealership.
Well, you worked didn't you change
that's a big
oil?
requirement when you have a job at a dealership is to be able to fix cars.
But you changed oil.
Yeah.
Didn't you?
I did every job. Actually, I started changing oil. I worked on I ended up getting promoted to assistant engine guy. So the head engine guy is this older fella, a lot of experience. And I would, if he got a tranny job or a engine job, I would pull the transmission and pull the motor, and he'd put the new one back in. So I had a lot of jobs around there before I eventually was let go.
Did they know what would your name tag say, Junior?
Dale Jr.
Oh,
yeah.
But did they know?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dad owned the dealership.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did they ever ask for autograph when they were changing oil?
No,
nothing like that.
Dad would come around, and he would be there, and I worked there for like 3 or 4 years. My brother was working there as a service writer. He was a mechanic and then got promoted to service writing. And one day, we got a new service manager, and the guy was like, "We're going to stay after, and we're going to have this meeting. I'm going to change this service department and fix it." And I was like, "Well, I'm not staying if we can't stay on the clock." So he said, "Do whatever you think's right." So I went home because he wasn't going to let us stay on the clock. And so I came back the next day, and he goes, "I think you need to take a couple days off and see if this job really matters to you." And so, long story short, I ended up getting fired from the dealership.
From your dad's dealership.
Yeah. So that was the end of my...
Was Dad okay with you getting fired?
I called, I was broke. I didn't have a lot of money, and it was a 45-minute commute to the dealership and then back. And I called Dad, and I said, "This guy's sending me home to think about my job for a couple of days to see if I'm really serious about it. I don't want to drive all the way home, and then you say, get your butt back to work. And nobody's going to front the bill on the gas this is going to take." So he said, "No, come on, actually go in there and tell the guy that you're working or not working." And so I went back in there, didn't tell him I called my dad, and I said, "Listen, I'm going to work or I'm not." And he said, "Find somebody to help you load your toolbox up. You're out of here." So that was the end of that job.
Okay, but were you driving competitively?
No, I wasn't. I just graduated high school or college. I got an automotive degree at a technical school near home, and so I'd only been out of school for a couple.
Well, what if they had kept you employed and actually, gave you a promotion, like assistant manager? Would you have delayed your driving career?
Hopefully not. I mean, the racing was happening. I was starting the late model race.
You see, this is better for the story. If
yeah.
you get fired, and because of that, I decided to become a race car driver.
Well, I ended up getting fired and drove home. And Dad was surprised. He was like, "I can't believe that guy fired you. He really fired you?" I was like, "Yeah." He goes, "Wow. Okay, well, I'll put you to work working on your sister's late model." My sister raced, and I said, "That's awesome." And I got a raise. I was making about $180 at the dealership. I ended up starting at Dad's place around $300 a week.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
You're killing it.
I know, and I live right across the street. So I'm working on race cars. It was a great move for me.
See, that's the next book. Take your tools and go home. The Dale Earnhardt Jr. story.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.